Well, to him, I mean, he put so much effort into it.
Say hello, this is Monty Dan. Steve.
Oh, he's
Blackis,
videoing this.
Mr. Happy.
Are you going to put this up
on the DVD's not working.
Are you going to have this downloaded on the forum?
On YouTube. Bob, GL2.
Yeah.
I'm hiding behind you over here.
Did you say GL2? GL2?
No, GL2's hiding behind you, you can't see him.
Oh, yeah.
And B-Bloke. And one person talking a different language.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery himself.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so the nominees for Best Story: Faith, Hope and Charity, great film, good flying guys. Stolen Life, Instinct, Pictures of War 2, and The Snow Witch. I get to do the envelopes. And the winner is The Snow Witch. So here we go. Faith, Hope and Charity, Stolen Life, Fallacies of a Stranger, Pictures of War 2, and Blink. And the winners for Best Visual Design, Stolen Life. I should know this one. Faith, Hope and Charity, Stolen Life, Fallacies of a Stranger, Instinct, and Pictures of War 2. And the winner for Best Direction is Stolen Life.
Just can't beat it.
We won.
The rugby.
And not talk about the distribution. But I can tell you from our experience, it is impossible for us to separate the efficiencies we found on the production side of Machinima and the unbelievable advantage of being born at this point in history to where we have now the internet and the distribution advantage we have on the internet.
They're just attached to it, and anything that comes into that is something that they usually embrace. So I think the mainstream in and of itself is a changing term, and what we're doing is actually just applied to that evolution.
TV is losing audiences, and they have to, what they're playing around with is, well, let's do something in Second Life, let's do something on the web, and however else we can do it. And so it's about trying to keep as many eyes as possible. Because now, we have this, the internet now, we have this great, we can distribute our own stuff. It's still strange company.
It's still strange company. It's been strange for a while now, but they'll put it on.
And Klaus from, you just do your own work, right?
I do my work, but I have this German Machinima website. So
Oh, that's right.
Machinima Deutschland.
Which is called?
yeah, Machinima Deutschland.
Okay, Machinima Deutschland. Alex Chan, the infamous French government is still.
Hello, everybody.
Who is getting a lot of freelance work now in France, which is great. And Javier?
making Quake movies, as they were known then, a bit over 10 years ago, exactly the same time as Frank and Paul Marino. Literally exactly the same time. Me and Paul think that was the same month. Since a couple of years later, some lunatic with long curly hair suggested that we should stop calling these things Quake movies and start using some term composed of machine and cinema, which sounded like a great idea. And if I'd read the email a bit more slowly, the spelling would have turned out differently. Started a site based on that, which was called Machinima.com. So in fact, we all, for our sins, I think, run Machinima sites, and I really sympathise, guys.
So all these black guys are cops, I mean, are policemen, and they're just, when you can see there are 8 around a kid and just beating him on the floor. Just alone in my bedroom, and I produced it in 7 days all by myself. So I did all the story, all the animation, and all the subtitles. So I decided to make it originally.
Such a huge difference in culture that you can't really generalise like that. I don't think, for example, I think most of the British machinima makers, you're talking about people like myself, Damien Valentine, Leo Lucien Bay. What you're seeing a lot coming out of the UK is a lot of drama. You know, some of it's quite a lot of genre stuff. You know, Leo makes gangster movies, I make fantasy movies.
I don't know. I don't think there's really a genre that is mainly comes out of Germany. Maybe Karin has some insight, some deeper insight. But I think what you could see from German machinimas is that they are a bit more emotional. A lot of attention is brought to music, to very symphonic music and stuff. But really, there are political machinimas and fun machinimas and all kinds of stuff. But you're totally right. There's no European culture. You could not say this is a European machinima just by watching it. It's so different.
I think that for me, the core aspect of machinima is what you see is what you get filmmaking. It is about being able to shoot a film on a computer, and rather than go, I'm going to animate this painstakingly over the course of hours where all I can see is a wireframe model or a collection of blocks, and then I have to wait 15 hours for the damn thing to render, and once it has finished rendering, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to discover that the man's hand spends half his time through his head, and now I'm going to have to re-render the entire thing, and that's going to take another 15 hours, and then, please God, just kill me. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's what machinima is the antithesis of. And I will admit, if you watch the Bloodspell feature, we cheated on one shot. One shot is done in 3D Studio Max. No prizes for guessing which one. It's the one that you look at and go, there's no earthly way they could have done that in machinima. For me, machinima is, the strength of machinima, the point of machinima is Wuzzy-Wood filmmaking. It is what you see is what you get. It's the equivalent of Microsoft Word for filmmaking. It's hard, you've got to narrow down enough so that you can have a sensible conversation. You know, if me and Alex sit down and talk about the making films in machinima, the fact we use different engines, we're going to have a lot of common ground. The second reason is just because, you know, we have award ceremonies, we have sites, we have places that say they're all about machinima, and at some point, some poor person, and I'm looking at Tracy in the front row here, has to decide, is this machinima, is this not machinima, are we actually allowed to give us an award? Yeah. Those are the only two reasons to qualify machinima. Other than that, frankly, use whatever how you want. You know, you make stop motion plasticine halfway through the film if it makes a better film. No one really cares.
So we need more films, and I just will add that the identities keep moving. So every one of you which want to contribute to its story and build its identity, it's always open. So welcome.
Well, I would like to see more countries like Italy, Spain, Greece. We already had Croatia yesterday with Jumbo's movies. That way we could do big DVD with a lot of stuff. Like also in different languages.
Right.
Well, right.
Thank you very much for attending, and let's hear it for our panelists.